who are involved in different stuff.
Okay.
Yes, so you were going to say something about the international students at Marymount?
Yeah, okay, international students. Through, in Marymount, since there are a lot of international students, many Americans even can have a chance, to develop a broader cultural experience. Through these students, you can understand the different lives of different cultures, the way of living and everything, and that's, I think, very good, in a sense, for your own self-growth, not to be aware of what's going outside, what's outside in the international world, and that's another major factor in Marymount.
Can you give me some examples of some of the people that you've met, different countries represented on campus?
Yeah, like I can give you examples. In Marymount, every year there's an International Festival Week, in which it's displayed like the different cultures in campus. And during this week, like there are a lot of lunches and like foods from different countries, posters, different demonstrations from different countries. And so through this you can get the feeling of the different cultures, around it. Like I can give you examples. There are people from Yemen, that I met a lot of people from Yemen, from Japan, from India, China, and many other countries. They don't come right on top of my head, but it's a very good experience, and I don't know.
That's great. Is there anything else that you would want to add for a student who's some of these tapes will be going to IIE centers abroad? What would you tell an international student that's thinking about Marymount?
Okay, if you're an international student, if you want to come to America and experience what's American culture, if you want to get into American culture, Marymount, this place has American culture and international culture combined, so it's a very good experience for yourself, for the international people, as well as for the Americans, who come, like, they probably come out, when they come out of high school, they go to Marymount and meet all this different kind of people, and they think they're strange because they're from a different country, but when they get to know them, they understand better how they are, and they have a better understanding of individuals of different places, from different places. And if you're an international student, I really recommend it, because Marymount offers a lot of different programs for special English people, and you're not going to be alone there, so you don't have to feel scared, like surrounded by only Americans. You don't understand English, you won't be alone. Plus there are a lot of caring teachers who are really looking forward to help you, They're very willing to help the different international people, and they're very understanding. So this is very helpful, for the international people, because it's like imagining an American student going to a different country, and he will feel outside, he wouldn't know what's happening. You know what I mean?
Good. Yes, exactly. Great.
And do you want me to add one more thing about students in general, about Marymount? I don't know, personally, I think Marymount helped me a lot in terms of educationally and as a person, because I learned how to manage my own time. I learned what's important for me, and I learned to budget my time. That's one of the most important things. I learned how to be responsible myself without my parents telling me what to do. Because if you give yourself time, if you give yourself time, you will have to do everything. We will have time to do everything. Like, you will have time to study, to do different activities, to go out, as long as you budget your own time. And Marymount helped me a lot, especially with FOG. FOG, it's a class offered for new freshmen who come in college. FOG introduce you to a college life, and it helps you focus your goals, how to achieve your goals. And Marymount, I think it's, in its own way, it's very special, a special place, because it gives you a focus, and at the same time it gives you the feeling of being, the feeling of human beings, because there's a lot of interaction between people and students and teachers. And I think that's very good. And another thing, the teachers in Marymount are not there to do research, like many big universities or anything. They're there to help you, and they're so into their work, into helping you that they give you their home phone number, in case you need help, and you can go to their office hours, to their office for extra help. They're always available there for you. I think that's a very important factor of college life. That's why I want to transfer to UOP, because it's a small college, and I like having a personalized attention and that's it.
Great.
Blocked myself.
Super. That was good.
Excellent.
Very
You cut all the.
Well, with final exams, I don't understand that.
Yeah.
Jeez.
And the problem is I've had it for like 4 months.
That's what I call procrastinating.
Yep, I'd say so. God. Now you're in Cabrillo.
Cabrillo.
What are you? 1 bedroom, 2 bedroom?
No, 1 bedroom. I share it with one other person.
How's that?
Not bad. Like I had a different roommate this semester. I switched roommates. It's fine to have a friend after a while, but when you live with them all the time, you realize that everybody's not always in a good mood. But it worked out fine because it was my friend, and we shared pretty much everything, so I had a good time.
How would you describe the residences to a friend of yours that had never seen them?
Physically or
We'll start physically.
commodious? A lot of room. Don't have to worry about being cramped in a little dorm room that you might find at a bigger college. You got lots of room. As you can see here, I got a big kitchen. It's just like living outside on your own, I guess. You don't have to go downstairs for a meal ticket, or you just cook your own food, and you really have to be really responsible about it. Because after a while, you start buying McDonald's, I guess, rather than cooking your own food. But no, it's real, I guess, if you just say. It's pretty much like living on your own apartment. You got to cook your own food, you got to clean your own dishes, you got to straighten the whole house, the apartment. So
why not just go out and get your own apartment?
well, first year as a freshman, you don't know anybody, and all the people that I've met in my dorm were all a close family. So I think that I've met friends here that helped me out that I might not have met, or been harder to meet if I didn't live in the dorm. It's like a pyramid. You meet a few friends at the dorm, and you meet their friends, and then you meet the friends of the friends, and pretty soon you've got the whole school. So because there's not that many people, so I think it's a good place to start when you want to get involved in the school. And there's a lot of activities at the dorm that you wouldn't have outside, like you have picnics and dorm activities, and it's fun. Dorm's a fun place to start. Meet a lot of new people.
Can you tell me about one particular activity in general that you liked?
No, we had a dorm picnic, and we played football and volleyball and swimming, and you get to know the people even more when you really close interaction. You know the people. First you know them as friends, and then you really know them as really good friends. So I think when we went to a local park, I guess, Peck Park, we all had a big football game, and fooled around and threw our ID in the mud, get out our aggressions. That was fun. That was one of the times I remember.
What do the Augies do?
Observe, counsel, everything that your parents would do, maybe. Check your rooms for cleanliness. If you need a problem, you go up to the RD, you ask them for a little time. They're usually always around to give time. They're friends. I mean, it's pretty much everything. Like, if you need a friend, there's a friend. If you need a father figure, there's a father figure. If you need somebody for advice, it's there for advice. So it's counselor, father, friend, teacher, everything. Pretty much wrapped up in one RD package.
They were blue light special. How did your parents react to this type of housing? Did they have reservations about?
No, there was joking among the house. Like, when they first saw it, they thought it was sort of being spoiled. It's not really college, It's not college dormitory. You live in an apartment, but they didn't have reservations. I think they'd be more reserved if it was a bigger dorm, like when there's 500 students and crammed into closets. I guess they'd be more reserved because there's less supervision. But they saw the size of the dorms. Pretty much all of them are pretty small. Our dorm, I think, has 20 rooms or something, 17 rooms, and maybe less. Anyway, and the size gives the RD pretty good control over the whole dorm rather than one or two RDs for a dorm of 500 people. There's one RD for 40 people. So it's pretty hard to, get away with too much stuff. So it's good. My dad was happy that we had closer supervision, better study area.
Do you think the residences are conducive to study?
Yeah, they're conducive. It's because you all study together, but at times, you might want to hear this, but you get distracted from all the people going in and out, all your friends, but most of the time you can study pretty well with the people that are there, and a lot of the time, if you just tell somebody you want to study to leave you alone, it's quiet and you can sit down and study. It's conducive to study, I think.
How important is the social aspect?
Of Marymount or the
Yeah.
dorms?
Well, let's start with the residences.
Socially, school, academics is important, but extracurricular social activities are what makes your college life complete. The residents really provide a good way they provide opportunity that might not be presented if you live by yourself. They have things posted all over when there's going to be an activity, and it's really easy to do something rather than on your own. If you're living on your own, you have to ask a friend, and they have to ask another friend. By the time it's over, you might not get to go. But residences provide activities that are really accessible. And at Marymount, social life is everything. You see a lot of people studying, but a lot of it's social. When they're not in the classroom, everything seems social. It really helps ease the college atmosphere, I guess. That social attitude that they have, everybody's always willing to do something, so that makes it fun.
What would you say the most important thing you gained from being in the residences is?
Responsibility. I guess that's a common answer, but when I was at home living with my mom, I thought it was a big responsibility to study for 8 hours or 7 hours or whatever I did and make my bed, but now you have to make your bed, vacuum the apartment, clean the dishes, cook, and then study for as long as you want. So I think time budgeting, responsibility, but responsibility is pretty much relying on yourself. That's pretty much what I learned from the living in the residences.
Think of anything else?
What are some of the activities that off campus that the people that live in the residence get involved in besides, say, the football meeting? What else is around here?
Okay.
What else do you guys go to?
Last weekend I went on a camping trip to Catalina Island. It's an island 30 miles out. And there was about 25 or 30 of us who went on a big camping trip out to Catalina Island for the weekend. And that was then you really living outside with everybody else. That was one of the activities I felt like I was a lot closer to people I didn't know. Even though I knew them on a first name basis, I got to know them as a really good friend. And I think that was one of the activities that was really fun. See, other things. Going dancing, I guess, is another thing that people like to do around here. Like, a lot of places to go dancing, and You go dancing at night with all your friends, and you have a lot of fun. And beaches, beaches are everywhere. Huntington Beach, Redondo Beach. Everybody goes to beaches, have fun at the beaches. Lots of things to do. LA, go to LA. Find things to do without even looking for them in LA. Sit there and watch a bum on the side of the street. It's entertaining.
Maybe that is San Pedro.
That's true.
You can go down to the Waters Club and watch them carry bodies out.
What's the Waters Club?
Down at Pacific. Rock and roll place.
Oh.
Headbanger heaven.
That's funny. What would you say to a kid that's coming in and says, "Oh my God, I've never cooked a meal for myself in my life. How am I going to live?"
Buy a cookbook. No.
What do you do if you don't know how to cook? You'd starve.
Okay. There's got to be people in your dorm that know how to cook. I mean, go and watch them, or spend a few extra dollars and buy food every night. But there's always somebody that, I mean, if you ask somebody to show you how to cook, I'm sure somebody will show you how to cook too. So I don't think anybody's starved to death, because I know one of my friends doesn't know how to cook at all, and he lives on SpaghettiOs and hamburgers once in a while. You won't starve. Buy hibachi and just throw them on hibachi. It was easy.
Why don't we just let you do a stream of consciousness kind of thing? I think
It's got 4 minutes to take. Just a two shot at stardom.
Send it to Star Church.
That's right.
Hello. Is that you?
What does that mean? Oh, that was the camping trip last weekend? Oh. What are you doing this weekend?
Playing soccer, going to Palm Springs to see my dad.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, my dad came down to Palm Springs for the weekend, and I guess that he wants to see me, so I'll call tonight and tell him I'm coming Saturday and come home Saturday night and then play soccer on Sunday. It's gonna be so hot.
Are you on a team?
Well, Marymount's got the club, so we play other clubs. We don't win, but we play other clubs. It is not on oh, it is.
Yeah.
And we actually will have you playing other clubs on Sunday too.
That's right. How many folks on the team?
Started out about 26, now there's about, I'll give it a 15. Some people don't show up.
Oh, well, it's fine this time.
Oh, yeah. But that's been for 4 weeks, they haven't shown up. So.
Oh, okay.
Can't use that excuse again. Use that one already.
What was it like coming down to Southern California? How do you like Southern California? What does this location do for you?
What does the location do for me?
Yeah.
It gets me tan. But I don't like the smog.
No.
We won't put that down.
What about the college location?
Oh, college location's great. Up on the hill, keeps it cool all the time. Really nice view. I like that view. 5 o'clock, you don't study. You're staring out the window, looking at the sunset. But college, you got a great location. Beautiful.
And what about LA? I mean, do you like the city? Apart from the smog.
It's a fun city, yeah. Yeah, I do. I like LA. It's got a lot of things to do. Better, it's big enough. Yeah, LA is fun.
And San Pedro? What about San Pedro?
San Pedro is diverse. Got a lot of different things going on in San Pedro. But overall, it's not too bad. It's not bad.
I'd say he's been very kind.
I think so.
Well, I mean, if I told you what I really thought, nobody'd come here. No, I don't.
We just cut that part out.
Edit.
That's right.
I hope you're editing.
Oh, definitely. Oh, definitely. With you, John, we have to. God. I'm kidding. What are some of the things activities or clubs or anything that you've been involved in?
Ski Club, Sedalians, which is like a community or Marymount service. You do things for the school. Soccer, volleyball, softball, lots of things. Fashion shows and the fashion show. A couple other things too. I just can't remember. A long time ago. Yeah, I had a few other things too.
What would you say about the number of opportunities there are at Marymount? Other kinds of opportunities?
For the student to be active or activities. I mean, if you're willing to go out and look for the opportunities there, I mean, if you're willing to just enroll in them, they're there for you to enjoy. I mean, there's plenty of activities for everybody. There's not, I mean, if you want to play intramural water polo, and all you have to do is know how to swim, I guess, or if you want to play soccer, all you have to know how to run. I mean, nobody's excluded. If anything you want to do, everybody's welcome, no matter what the skill level or your competence in the sport or the activity. Everybody's looked down upon as having the same ability.
Which one?
1 minute warning.
All right, what do you want to say to incoming students? Your chance for posterity.
It's a good place to start. Marymount, a good place to start. Small college offers a lot of things you won't find in a bigger college. Meet a lot of friends that you probably know you probably have for the rest of your life. Marymount's a good. I mean, if you're unsure of where you want to go, or even if you just want a smaller atmosphere, Marymount is a good place to get a stable feeling of what your college life will be, or where you want to go from high school.
Okay. Wunderbar.